Call to order the 2012 governing body and the reading of the Open Public Meeting Act statement in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Open Public Meeting Acts of the State of New Jersey. Adequate notice having been given to all members of the governing body and the two newspapers that have been designated to receive such notices, the Local Source and the Star Ledger. Please stand for an invocation. Dear Lord, please bless this wonderful community and all the volunteers and staff, and especially our police department, our volunteer fire department, and our rescue squad, our seniors, and our children. And make sure that we have a happy and safe 2013. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Martha, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Here.
Councilman Lane?
Here.
Councilman Messler?
Here.
Councilman Mortimer?
Here.
Councilman Turner?
Here.
Councilman Watt?
Here.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes of the regular and executive session meeting on December 18th, 2012. We have a motion to approve.
Second.
And a second, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Watt?
Yes.
We have a number of our state representatives here tonight who are always, I knew the state representatives would make the kids cry. What's going on here? That we certainly welcome here tonight. I've seen them at a lot of our meetings, and I feel like that they're actually part of our community. So I want to welcome them here tonight. We have our state senator, Tom Kane. Yeah, you want to say a few words? And I stress a few.
Happy New Year, sir.
Thank you. We also have Assemblywoman Nancy Munoz. And we certainly have, I think, one of our favorite Assemblyman, John Bramnick, is here also. Next, we're going to do the. I'm going to wait for Congressman Lance because we're going to actually put him to work tonight. So we're going to wait to introduce him. I think we have some police awards.
Yes, we do, Mr. Mayor.
Jimmy, you want to get started with that?
If you would, Councilman Turner, Police Commissioner Turner, join me, please. First of all, I'd like to thank the Mayor and Council, Mayor Ravelli, for allowing us this venue to present our annual awards. It was a rather quiet year with the exception of 2 months ago, Hurricane Sandy. I'm sure we all remember that. And first of all, before I begin the awards, I just want to thank my personnel, my officers, for doing 110%. I have officers that actually lived out in West Jersey or still live out in West Jersey, and some of them didn't even go home, stayed right in police headquarters and slept down in our lovely basement. But they were there for us. Some of them we had to wake up and get them back out at 2 o'clock in the morning to assist with calls. But I just wanted to thank them for the fine job they did, as well as the fire department, the rescue squad, our public works personnel went beyond what normal personnel do on in a storm like that. I also want to extend my thanks to Atlantic Ambulance Service, who came out and responded to every single call along with their paramedics. It was just incredible. It was incredible bonding of all the emergency personnel, and I'm very proud of everybody in Mountainside. Thank you. Thank you. Now, to begin our awards, I'd like to call up Officer Urban, if you would, please. James, you come right over here. On July 15th, 2012, at about 1 p.m., dispatch received a call for a missing person from an assisted living facility in town. Officer James Urban arrived and determined that an elderly woman with dementia had not reported for lunch. As a matter of fact, I just put my father in a nursing home, and he has dementia too. And I check on him most time at lunch for this reason. Notifying headquarters, Officer Urban began a search of the interior of the facility. Unable to locate the missing woman, Officer Urban increased his search to the outside perimeter of this facility while advising officers to begin a street-to-street search. Officer Urban, knowing that there is a large water retention basin near the facility, he headed immediately to that area. With a quick cursory check of the basin, he saw nothing over what was extremely high weeds. Remember, this is in July. So he wanted to give a closer check, and with a closer check, he began to clear and push down the high weeds, where he found the missing woman laying on the ground, and she was injured. First aid was rendered, and the victim was transported to Overlook Hospital, where she recovered after a short stay. Had it not been for Officer Urban's detail to duty, the missing woman might not be alive today. Tonight, for his efforts, we award James Urban the Excellent Police Service Award. Congratulations, Jim. A photo? Kodak. I don't think it's called Kodak anymore, though.
Thank you.
It's a Nikon moment. Officer Jeffrey Stinner and Officer William Stolting, please. Now, this is one that fell through the cracks last year. That's why I got the look from Officer Stinner. On April 6, 2011, about midnight, Officer Stinner and Officer William Stolting were on routine patrol when dispatch alerted them to a possible abduction at gunpoint from North Plainfield. A description of the vehicle was said to be traveling east on Route 22 was given by a witness. As Officer Stinner and Officer Stolting positioned their patrol vehicles along the highway, they observed the vehicle pass them, and following it, turned off the highway towards Springfield on Mountain Avenue. Notifying the surrounding towns, they continued to follow the vehicle to coordinate a safe stop. The vehicle was stopped on Mountain Avenue with the assistance of other departments. 3 individuals were removed from the vehicle, whereby Officer Stinner recovered a loaded .32 caliber weapon from the back of the seat. All 3 were arrested and charged with possession of the weapon, as well as 20 bags of marijuana. Following the arrest, an investigation determined there was never an abduction, but perhaps a theft of marijuana. Needless to say, the victim was never found. Both Officer Stinner and Officer William Stolting are a credit to our department. Because of their actions under extremely stressful conditions, we award them a department commendation this evening. Congratulations. William? Kodak moment. Nikon moment. Hold on. Great. Jeff, stay up here. The next award goes to Sergeant Kevin Bedeman and Officer Jeffrey Stinner. And I'd like, if you would please, Mr. Rottola, Gus Rottola, and his wife Diane to please approach the dais, if you would please. Good for the camera. How are you? How are you? Thank you for coming. No kisses, Gus? On January 23rd, 2012, at 11:12 p.m., Officer Stinner was dispatched to a home on Chapel Hill for an unresponsive man. The call came from his victim wife screaming her husband wasn't breathing and had turned blue. Arriving within minutes, Officer Stinner assessed the victim just as Sergeant Kevin Bedeman arrived. Both began CPR immediately and attached the automatic emergency defibrillator. After more than 7 minutes of CPR, the AED, automatic electronic defibrillator, warned of an imminent shock. Following the results, a heartbeat began, As the rescue squad and paramedics arrived, the heartbeat became stronger and the patient was transported to Overlook Hospital, where he recuperated after 10 days and returned home. Because of their heroic efforts, both Sergeant Kevin Bedeman and Officer Jeff Stinner, our Chapel Hill resident, is with us today, and this is Mr. Rotolo. And we award them both the Department Life Saving Award. We're awarding them the Life Saving Award. Thank you both very much. Thank you very much. Kevin. Thank you again. Thank you. I just wanted to point out one other thing with this call. I know all the police officers know, as well as Mr. Rotolo knows, that a number of years ago, one of our officers was deployed to Iraq, and he was sent for 12 months. Turned out he ended up 18 months, and he was in Germany. And our officers put out a call for assistance to residents to help out with monetary items that the family is normally attuned to, which the officer and his family would not have while he was away. And one of the things that the PBA did was have his, with the donations, have his driveway shoveled, plowed, and his walk shoveled and stuff, and the grass was cut while he was gone. But I think it's just incredible that Mr. Rotolo is one of the many people, that donated every single month, as a matter of fact, towards Officer DeVito's cause. And here we end up saving his life. But thank you very much, Gus, for everything you do. Thank you again, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Next, we have any comments from any of the council members?
I'd just like to wish the entire community a happy and healthy 2013.
Okay, now I guess we will adjourn the 2012 governing body. So adjourn. And now, even though everyone was looking at me funny because I thought I forgot about our representative from Leonard Lance. Leonard, would you like to come up? And we'd ask that if you want to say a few words, we would certainly like that, but we also want you to administer the oath to our two incumbent councilmen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good evening to you all. It's my honor to be with you this evening as we begin a new official year here in this great municipality. Congress has been in session. We were in session last week. I go to Washington again tomorrow for a day and a half, and Congress will be in session again next week. Today, I was in my Westfield office, and I spent most of the day, ladies and gentlemen, lobbying colleagues from across the nation to make sure that we can continue the work to provide full aid here to the East Coast after Superstorm Sandy. I was on the telephone today with colleagues from eastern Pennsylvania, western Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Missouri, and Louisiana. And I am confident that working together in a bipartisan capacity, we will be able to complete the task at hand. $9 billion was appropriated at the end of the week for flood insurance relief, but we need the full package to be passed on an expedited basis by both the House of Representatives and the United States Senate. The New Jersey delegation, Senator Lautenberg, Senator Menendez, and all of the members of the House of Representatives are working together to this end, and I certainly am working as hard as I can on that matter. Let me say it's an honor to represent Mountainside in the Congress of the United States. The congressional district lines have changed. New Jersey has gone from 13 members of the House to 12, and as a result, the new congressional district lines that went into effect last Thursday at noon when the new Congress was seated, the district I serve, District 7, goes from 54 municipalities to 75 municipalities. And we will have among the largest congressional districts in the nation. with almost 750,000 people in each of the congressional districts. And I assure you that it is my honor to represent Mountainside in the Congress, and I keep tabs closely about Mountainside because a colleague of mine in our Westfield office is Councilman Mortimer, and he makes sure I know as much as possible about your great municipality. And I thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of the governing body, for all of the support that I have received here in Mountainside. I am grateful for the public support in this municipality, and I hope to continue to work with you in a completely cordial basis as we move forward in 2013. Finally, let me say last week I voted on an important matter regarding the national intelligence and security of this nation, and I read some classified information at the beginning of the week about the state of the United States across the globe. We live in a dangerous world, and we should thank God every day for the men and women who serve us in the military and in the CIA and in other agencies. And will you join me in thanking those in uniform who serve us in the United States? I wish each of you a blessed and happy new year, a new year that brings peace to the world, and a new year that brings greater prosperity to the country we all love. And may God continue to bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Guys, you want to go down and get sworn in? Bob? Bill?
Yes, you present the Holy Bible, if you would lay that aside. Place your right hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, William R. Lane,
I, William R. Lane,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all of the duties of
perform all of the duties of
the office of councilman
the office of councilman
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. This 8th day of January.
That's it, that's it.
Thank you. All right. Mrs. Messler. Your Bible? Thank you. Please raise your right hand, placing your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand.
The other right hand, Bob.
Let's hold your other right. I, Robert W. Messler,
I, Robert W. Messler,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all of the duties of
perform all the duties of
the office of councilman
the office of councilman
to my ability.
to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Connie.
Thank you.
Okay, now we want to call to order the 2013 governing body. Martha, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Here.
Councilman Lane?
Here.
Councilman Messler?
Here.
Councilman Mortimer?
Here.
Councilman Turner?
Here.
Councilman Was?
Here.
Well, at this time, I'd like to give a message to the community. I'd like to first thank everyone that's here tonight. As I've said many times before, the people that are in this room and the volunteers are what make Mountainside the community that it is. This year, we did have our ups and downs. Early in the year, Bob Farley passed away. He was a long time Bob was really a volunteer hero. He was a long-time DPW employee. He volunteered. He was a volunteer fireman. He also volunteered on the Mountainside Rescue Squad. He was also a volunteer for the Elks, the VFW, and other organizations that are probably too many to repeat here. Bob will be missed. He was truly a what I call a volunteer hero here in Mountainside. The highlight, I think, for myself and for the community this year was that we had the inaugural Mountainside Memorial Day Parade. This parade was spearheaded really by our Mountainside Girl Scouts and Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. And most importantly, the Mountainside chapter of the VFW. I would also like to acknowledge the participation of the Mountainside Elks as well as the Mountainside Rotary Club. And of course, no parade in Mountainside would be complete without the participation of the Mountainside Volunteer Fire Department, Rescue Squad, and the Mountainside Police Department. The parade started at Constitution Plaza with our annual ceremony to honor our veterans. The service was attended by more people than I can ever remember have attended the service. I didn't count, but I'm sure there was more than 300 or 400 residents, veterans, and their family were there. It was a very proud day for myself, a very proud day for the community. It was truly a glorious and fitting memorial service. What was even more remarkable to me is that once the parade started, I always had concerns, you throw a party and nobody shows up. But certainly that day, the residents of Mountainside showed up, and the whole parade route was lined with, first of all, the Boy Scouts lined it with American flags, but more importantly, it was lined with residents. Young kids, seniors, people of all ages lined the streets and honored the veterans of Mountainside. I know that the members of the VFW were thrilled by the support that our community showed for them. After the parade, I wasn't sure how it could even get any better, but we went to the parade ended at Our Lady of Lourdes Church, and we had a picnic there. It was just a spectacular community event. I would say there was probably over 500 people at the picnic, between the Girl Scouts, the Cub Scouts, the Daisies, the Boy Scouts, the Brownies, I know I'm gonna forget somebody. The fire department was there, it was a really hot day, and they really cooled everybody down with a nice, wet down of, and especially the kids, and I am sure there were some adults that were there. So it was truly a spectacular community event, which our intent is to continue that next year. And I want to thank all that participated and made it a success. Then we fast forward now to Superstorm Sandy, which was an unprecedented storm. While in Mountainside, over 800 trees came down, over 60 utility poles snapped, and we were out of power anywhere from 7 to 14 days, depending on where you live. Fortunately, our town did not suffer the damage and the destruction that a lot of the towns down the shore, in the shore communities suffered, and we can be thankful for that. But I take great pride and want to congratulate and commend really the whole community for their efforts in keeping the town safe and secure throughout the storm and the recovery. It was truly a community effort. Certainly, it was spearheaded by our police department, our fire department, our volunteer rescue squad, who kept the town safe and secure throughout the whole process, and I commend them. I also want to particularly thank the DPW workers that worked throughout the whole time, as well as the dispatchers. They were truly remarkable in what they did, in helping to coordinate the efforts of all the first responders. I'm also pleased to announce that as a result of the work of our new media and information committee, as well as some community volunteers, I'm introducing tonight that we have completely revamped our website, and I would welcome everyone to take a look at it. It's www.mountainside/nj.com. I hope I have that right.
-nj.com.
-nj.com. Thanks, Jim. We also now have a borough Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/mountainside.borough. And all this information is going to be put into a flyer, which will be readily available for everyone. We also have a borough Twitter page now, www.twitter.com/-mountainside. I'll give you all the particulars on this. This really isn't my forte, which I was accused of anyway, so it's fine. I also know that the community is looking at other ways to be able to communicate to our residents on a regular basis, and especially during times of emergencies and natural disasters. And I'm sure there'll be further updates coming up in this year. The year did end on a high note, at least for me. The lighting of the borough tree out on Route 22. I don't know how many comments I've gotten about how much better it's looked in the past. I really the lights were funded through a grant by the Watts Foundation. I want to thank them. Also, the lights were put up with the support and the assistance of the Mountainside Lions Club, and again, the Mountainside Elks. So I want to thank them. I'm also proud to report again this year that the state of Mountainside is fiscally sound and is thriving. And I used the same words last year because that's the way I feel that the town is doing right now. This is a great community, and there's a lot of people in this room that made it, the fantastic community that it is. Despite the fact that we're still under the 2% cap that was imposed on us, we continue to provide a high level of services that our residents demand, and we're able to do this by what we've always done, here in the past. First of all, we're blessed with the Mountainside Community Watts Foundation. They just do tremendous work here in Mountainside. There's a lot of causes that they support, and you can see the things that they do all around the community. We also continue to go out and get grants whenever possible in order to help defray some of the cost. We got a Safe Corridor grant this past year, which the police department utilized to buy a new police vehicle. We get quite a bit of grants from the New Jersey Department of Transportation, which helps us continue to fund our road and infrastructure improvements. The other thing that we have always done, and we did it before it was popular, we've always had shared services. We have the Westfield Regional Health Department is what we support, and they take care of our community. We have a great relationship with the county. We get a lot of grant money through the county, especially the kids' recreation grants, which help our recreation programs. They also assist us if we need some kind of equipment that is just not economically feasible for us to purchase. We're able to get it from the county at little or no cost. And we also have a very good relationship with the Board of Education, and we work together in trying to save costs that way. We do have a lot of services and facilities in Mountainside. First, the recreation department. We have a lot of adult and youth programs, which were again very popular this year. They include just some of them: the teen scene camp, recreation, basketball and soccer teams. We have men and women's softball leagues. We have an expanded tennis program, and we have fitness activities and trips to New York for our senior. The community room upstairs at Borough Hall, there was over 740 hours of activities that took place up there, and in the senior fitness room had over 1,500 visits this past year. For our seniors, we also have a health bone classes and fit and healthy programs. We have a handyman program for our seniors that continues to be a great success. We also continue to work with Sage Elder Care in an outreach effort that assists frail seniors and seniors who are at risk. Again, I want to commend our police department for something that they do that most people probably don't know about. They as well as the residents in general, they check up on seniors, especially when there's bad weather and there's storms. They know who the seniors are that we need to check on, and they do that on a regular basis, and they do a very good job at it. We must look out for our seniors, and we have to take care of them, because if we don't, they'll yell at me when I go to the senior meetings. So. Our library, this year, there were over 50,000 visits and over 63,000 checkouts at the library this year. The library sponsored 300 programs with over 6,000 patrons attending these programs. They included musical, concert, children's stories and craft programs, movie screenings, and guest lectures. The library also expanded their database to assist our residents with their research. The library has really become the center for community resources, for leisure, culture, and information for all ages. Our engineering department continues with our ongoing road resurfacing and improvements to our infrastructure. This year, there were curve improvements that were completed on Beach Avenue in conjunction with the milling and paving of that road by New Jersey American Water. There was resurfacing of Pembroke Road was bid and awarded. The construction of the curbs and the storm sewers was completed, and the milling and paving should be completed this year. We had a bank stabilization project on the Nomahegan Brook near Dunn Parkway, which was completed. We also had some resurfacing of parts of Wyoming. We did receive a grant for $180,000 to assist in the cost of that resurfacing. There is resurfacing of Deerfield Court and Whippoorwill, which was designed and was bid, and construction should also commence this year. We've also applied for and filed for a grant with New Jersey DOT for the resurfacing of part of New Providence Road and Woodland. Many of these projects are funded with existing bond money and grants that we receive from DOT, so they're really at a very low cost to the Bureau. And most importantly, all the improvements of and repaving of the streets and putting in the curves makes Mountainside just plain look fantastic. Our building department has been working closely with the zoning and engineering department to streamline the permit process, and we've also waived permit fees for any construction that's related to any storm-related damage. We've also waived permit fees for the installation of sub-panels for generators and for the installation of accessory generators to help encourage people to install these types of generators. So if we ever have a problem like we did this past year, we'll have a lot more houses that have generators and will be self-sufficient. Our DPW continues to deliver services at the same level that they always have, but at a lower cost. This, again, is, as I said before, is helped by the county providing us with equipment. The DPW repaired hundreds of potholes and rebuilt nearly 60 catch basins this past year with their five-man crew. I also, as I indicated before, I commend them for the work that they did during Hurricane Sandy. They were an essential part of making the borough safe and secure. Anybody tired of me yet? No, I'm almost done. Like I had said at the beginning, or somewhere in the beginning, I just can't say enough about what the police, the dispatchers, the DPW workers, the volunteer fire and rescue squad for their actions and response during Hurricane Sandy. It was just phenomenal, and I don't know how many times I can say it, but we really appreciate what you guys did at that time. We do also have a number of great volunteer organizations in Mountainside, and I can't stress enough that they're the ones that make the Mountainside community what it is. Once again, the volunteer fire department and the rescue squad, they keep our residents safe and provide fire protection and emergency services when people really need it. Also, we have a volunteer fire company which helps to sponsor our community fireworks. We have Mountainside Youth Baseball, which has been in existence for over 50 years. There's probably not anyone in this room that hasn't been, or ever has lived in Mountainside that hasn't been touched by Mountainside Youth Baseball. It's a great organization, and they continue to thrive. We also have the Mountainside PAL, which provides programs, sports, recreation, and social activities for the youth of our town. The PAL also co-sponsors the 4th of July fireworks. Another organization that's I guess fairly new in the scheme of things, is Mountainside Softball Association that provides softball for our young women in the community. We also have a very active Cub Scout, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and Brownie troop. The Scouts and their leaders were really one of the leading forces in the success of the inaugural Mountainside Parade and picnic. I would also like to recognize the Mountainside VFW chapter, the Lions Club, and the Mountainside Rotary and the Mountainside Elks. I just want to say a couple words about the Elks. They are a very strong civic organization, and they make great contributions to our community. The organization made a very generous donation to the Memorial Day parade and the picnic. They also assisted with the financing of the lights on the Mountainside tree. Numerous organizations hold their meetings at the Elks. I know each year they host the Mountainside PAL Breakfast with Santa, where the members of the Elks cook for the kids. This year, we had an unbelievable response. They cooked for over 200 children and their families this year, and it was a wonderful event. And I want to thank you guys for the help that you gave us that day. Really, they are somewhat of a forgotten organization, and our entire community needs to help support the Elks and their activities. And this year, I'm going to work with them to make sure that they continue to be a strong volunteer force in Mountainside, and I hope they stick around.
Thank you.
Mountainside is a community of volunteers, and it's really the spirit of volunteerism that makes the Mountainside the community we love to call our home. You know, I say it over and over again. Mountainside is sort of like your family. On a day-to-day basis, all the residents don't always get along, but if there's ever a problem, or if there's a disaster, or somebody is in need, the Mountainside residents come and help their residents, their fellow neighbors, and that's what makes Mountainside, in my opinion, the best town in New Jersey. Thank you. That's it. Okay, now we have some resolutions that we have to pass. The first thing we have to do, though, is elect a council president. So I want to open up for nominations for council president.
I nominate Keith Turner.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a nomination for Keith as council president. Any other nominations? I don't believe so. We'll close the nominations. I guess you would poll the council on this? Poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Sure, why not?
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Recuse yourself.
You should. We're going to do some of these resolutions together. Let's start on the first page. We have Resolution 1-2013, which is the appointment of rules of council for 2013. And then we're also going to include Resolution 2-2013, which is the appointment of council to certain committees. We had a motion to approve those resolutions?
So moved.
Second. Second, okay, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 3-2013, which is the appointment of council liaison to boards and committees. And we have Resolution 4-2013, which is the appointment of the planning board members. We get a motion to approve those resolutions.
So moved.
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Next, we have the Resolution 5-2013. We have the appointment of various boards and committees. We have the Board of Health. I want to congratulate Laura Ford for joining the Board of Health. We have the Shade Tree Commission. I believe the new members on that are Gina Thomas and Tomas and John Grassi. We have the Emergency Management Committee. We have the Municipal Alliance Committee. We have the Construction Board of Appeals. We have the Library Board of Trustees, where Stephen Witt was put on as with a 4-year term. I think everyone else remained the same on that. We have the Historic Preservation Committee. We have the Local Ethics Board. We have the American with Disabilities Act Committee. So I need a motion to approve Resolution 5-2013.
So moved. Second.
Call the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Watts?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 6-2013, which is the appointment of borough officials. Can we get a motion to approve that resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Call the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Watts?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 7-2013, which is the appointment to designate positions in the fire department. As I call out your name, you want to come up, and our judge will swear you in this year. We have Chief Pete Essemplair, Assistant Chief Matt Watson, Deputy Chief Gary Canigallo, another Deputy Chief Anthony Pecorelli, Captain James Debbie III, another Captain Adam Fode, Lieutenant Tom Triola, and also Lieutenant Ken Lawrence. Whoever's here, please come up and get sworn in. Shoulder thing, yeah.
Repeat after me, please. I state your names.
Pete Esempler,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to same
and allegiance to same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office.
perform all the duties of the office.
Please state your office.
Chief,
To the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. We need the first aid, folks.
Next, appointment to the designated positions in the rescue squad. We have President Anne Marie Pires, Vice President Corrine Moore, Treasurer Laurie Rubino, Recording Secretary Norma Huber, Captain Bruce Meyer, Deputy Captain Eric Pastor, First Lieutenant Kelly Wanka, Second Lieutenant Chris Cilio, and we have the delegates to the First Aid Council, Norma Huber and Stephen Sussman. They told me once they got up here, you gotta go quick in case they get a call.
Yes, hurry up, speak fast.
Okay. Shoulder with left hands, right hands up. I
I am.
state your first names and last names. do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully
impartially,
and partially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties of the office of,
all of the duties of the office of
state your,
President,
okay, to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Okay, next we have Resolution 8-2013, which is the appointment of the Community Development Committee members. And we have Resolution 9-2013, which is the appointment of the school crossing guards. We have a motion to approve those resolutions.
Second.
Second, poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Wong?
Yes.
Next, we have infamous Resolution 10-2013, which is the appointment of our borough attorney. Do we have a motion to pass that resolution?
So moved.
We have a motion. We
Second.
have a second. Okay, poll the council, please. You got off easy this year, John.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Wong?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 11-2013, which is the appointment of the Borough Auditor and Financial Advisor. We have Resolution 12-2013, which is the appointment of our Risk Management Agent. Resolution 13-2013, which is the appointment of our Borough Engineer. And then we have Resolution 14-2013, the certification to receive goods and services. Do we have a motion to approve those resolutions?
So moved. Second.
Call the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Wong?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 15-2013, which is the designation of the depositories. Resolution 16-2013, which is designation of the official newspapers. Resolution 17-2013, which is the designation of rates of interest on delinquent taxes. We have Resolution 18-2013, which is the designation of the bonding per employee. Do we have a motion to approve those resolutions?
So moved. Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Wong?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 19-2013, which is the authorization to co-sign checks. I would just amend the resolution to insert Keith Turner's name in as council president. Can we get a motion to approve that resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Call the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Wong?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 20-2013, which is the 2013 calendar of dates for meetings. We have Resolution 21-2013, which authorizes the 2013 temporary operating budget. Resolution 22- we're almost done, hon. 22-2013, which is replenishment of the petty cash funds. Resolution 23-2013, no, we're gonna reserve on that. Let's just go with 20, 20, 21, and 22.
So moved. Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre,
Yes.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Messler,
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer,
Yes.
Councilman Turner,
Yes.
Councilman Watts.
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 23-2013, which is the appointment of our municipal judge, Jim DeRose. I want to thank Jim for his service in the past, and I know and I have confidence that he'll do a good job in the future. Thank you, Jim. So can we get a motion to approve that resolution?
So moved. Second.
We have a second, I heard him.
Second.
Okay, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre,
Yes.
Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Messler.
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer.
Yes.
Councilman Turner.
Yes.
Councilman Watts.
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 24-2013, which is the appointment of the part-time tax collector. We get a motion to approve that resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre. Yes. Councilman Lane,
Yes.
Councilman Messler.
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer. Councilman Turner.
Yes.
Councilman Watts.
Yes.
Next, we have audience participation. I think we need to send somebody up to Ted Swislak's house to make sure he's okay.
Right.
I think this is the first time that he hasn't come down and made a comment, so please do a safety check on that house after the meeting tonight. If there's no other audience participation, any comments from council? No comments, we're gonna need a motion to adjourn. We are gonna have a little reception next door with some food and something to drink, and we ask anyone that wants to come, you're certainly welcome, and thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for sitting through my speech, I appreciate it. Motion to adjourn,
So moved.
second?
Second.
So adjourned.